Hi everyone, I have been lucky enough to be given yet another beautiful book by Maria Trolle. Now, lovely Frances has sent me a lot of Maria's books and they really are lovely. So I thought I would show you this one. We'll do a little flip through and then I shall colour something in. So typically, like all of her books, the cover is black with some gold sort of highlights. And on the back it says, "Step into nightfall as the boundary between day and night blurs and shadows begin to appear. Let your imagination roam as you bring to life the woodland creatures who live among the lush flora of this magical garden and the whimsical fairies who call these creatures friends, including 94 full-page illustrations of diverse plants and flowers, 32 pages with Maria Trolle's signature black background, as well as a plant registry for artists to reference the flora rendered throughout this new collection." Whoops. So we've got this sort of lovely gold, almost fabric-y binding as well. And it's a hardback. And we have the black end papers as usual. So, oops. We have a cute little butterfly on our first page. Okay, so this is a 2018 book to my family, and we have this book belongs to page. It's not much room to write, is there? But then I rarely write in it, so maybe that's fine. And a lovely bird and some foxgloves and a rose and something else. As again, I'll probably be tempted to try and name the flowers even though they're named in the back. Oh, this is a good idea. We have a bonsai tree with a series of tree houses. How you get from there to there? I guess you jump. But that's a very sweet picture, I think. And here we have a very magical looking page. So we have what looks like magnolia to me, but we have the magic here, which is fun. So you can decide how to colour that. I would be tempted to do a background and then do this in sort of glitter or shiny or even white so it really stands out. And here is our first black paper page. So we have two young ladies here, one of them asleep. You would think she might be more comfortable in the hammock asleep. This little chap's asleep as well. And she's just having a little rest. Now, we have lots of hair going on. I like colouring hair, it's great fun. Now the paper feels the same as in her other books, reasonably thick, a little bit of texture but not too much, meaning you can layer up your colours, but you're not going to get lots of white paper showing through, which I think is ideal really. This one is rather cute. Look, we've got a little hanging bird feeder, I suppose. I mean, I guess it might be water, it might be a bird bath. I'm not sure whether I would do it as a bird bath or a bird feeder. It doesn't really matter, does it? And here we have just a repeated floral, really. It looks like some lupins and some sort of daisy type flowers. So I think that's quite a good one to do if you don't want too many different things to colour. You know, there's a lot of similarity and I sometimes find that much more meditative when I'm colouring, and if I'm not in the mood for choosing lots of different colours, it can help me. And here we have another I'm just looking, so we've got a really cute damselflower, dragonfly, got a little bee and lots of florals again. I was trying to identify them, but I won't bother. So this one's quite plain, which I think is quite good for ones with the black background. If you haven't done many before, you can start with this one. Now this immediately, I normally do my butterflies with a black outline on the edge of the wing. That's what I would do. But not for this one because we've got the black background. So immediately I'm having to think, which is great because it's really good. I find being challenged sometimes to do something a bit different. You learn something new and then you can apply it in all sorts of different ways. These two are so cute. They have a lot of magic coming out of our flower there. And similar flowers on this one, and this is a double page going right across. Got to get into that spine again, a little bit tricky, but you know, you can't do a double page without having, I mean, Johanna Basford now leaves a gap, but sometimes that spoils the picture. So there isn't a good way of doing it. Some people spiral bind the book, some people take the pages there's not a way of doing it that makes it perfect. But if you want a nice big spread, then you know it's got to be done. Got lots of butterflies. Now this is a nice simple one, I feel. We've just got, I would say, a sunflower and a bit of magic there, and of course you could just leave the background plain or put some pastel in or do something much more ornate. Some people are very good, they'll draw something in. Not me. See this one, if you want a really simple background, this is a good one because this frames. You don't need anything around here. I would never do anything around here. I think this acts as your frame and your background is just merely this. It's much smaller an area than this one, for example, so you could just do something little in there and it's a bit less daunting than doing something like that. It's a rather grand looking stag, isn't it? Now these are snake something fritillary or something, snakeskin fritillary. I'm trying to say it right, but no, I'm not. My husband's favourite flowers, and I loathe snakes and he likes the snakeskin flower. I mean, obviously it's got nothing to do with snakes, but so he'll enjoy me colouring those. I have to look them up. There is a, I think it's purpley red, like a plumish colour, but I have to check if I'm colouring it for him, that is, because he likes some things being done. Oh, cowslips. He likes it being done the right colour. But as you all know, there's not really a right and wrong. Now, this is a double page as well, which is interesting. So her fairy wings go across and a bit of her hair. But this one's quite simplistic, which makes it feel less daunting as a double than otherwise perhaps it would. Obviously, there's a lot of background, but you could do that with a light pastel or not do it at all. So that's okay. And we have these petals which are interesting. There's petals everywhere. I guess I would do them the colour of these. So she's rather pretty, isn't she? Oh, I like this one. I like the simplicity of the drawing in this one. It doesn't daunt me, you know. There are some smaller areas and some larger ones, but you know, I feel like I could just dive into that and not think too much about it. This one, this is so cute. They've got a gorgeous toad or frog. I don't know why I'm saying toad. I don't really know the difference. And this is our it's a teapot, isn't it, with all sorts of florals. Oh, I like that. Now we have another black one. So you have a cute little cutie pie there and another cutie pie there. So ferns, I'm thinking orchid, I'm not sure. Butterfly, and the same flowers over here. And her hair leads into a pool of water. Now that's going to take some imagination, isn't it? I have been thinking that I really ought to start colouring people. I've only just started learning to colour people, but I really ought to start colouring them with the non-skin tone colours or a non-traditional hair colours. You know, I haven't even done anyone with purple hair. And you know, people dye their hair all sorts of colours, but I'm thinking, you know, this leads into water. Maybe her hair should be turquoise. Maybe her skin should be a dark turquoise or something. You know, a bit different. I don't know. Am I daring enough to try it? Not today. We'll see. Right, we have a little flying cute princess, I don't know, in a bowl of water, and a dragonfly here, and the different florals. This is nice. We get a lot of birds with eggs and nests in Maria's books, and it's always nice because it's a great one to do for a spring or an Easter theme. And we've got our bleeding hearts. Again, mine are just out in my garden. So that's rather sweet. Now we have a cat watching some butterflies. I'm trying to work out, I think this is wisteria, I'm guessing, so that'll be purples. And over here we have foxgloves and roses, and I never know what these little ones could be, but it's all in the back. These look like fuchsia buds, but they're probably rosebuds, aren't they? Yeah. Now we have another black one. There's a lot of the black ones in here, isn't there? This one's quite plain again, so another sort of nice one for practicing, I think. And we have the cutest little mice. Oh, excuse me yawning. I'm still trying to catch up on my sleep. I stayed up too late at the weekend. Now we have again another double page. I'm thinking probably these are poppies, but again I will check before I colour it. So they are, yeah, lots of florals. We've got sort of bunches of different ones, so you can sort of clusters in same colours. Now, little squirrel. It's got a little light in there, so it must be dark. And we've got these dots, whether they are fireflies, I'm wondering. You know, is it sort of night time? Obviously this is a night book. These two are asleep, having a little hug. It's a very sweet picture, isn't it? Oh, very nice. Now, this one, we have a lot of pretty things. So we have roses and foxgloves. Really pretty, and eggs and things. Now, I'm thinking, is this buddleia? Maybe. This hasn't come out yet. It's a bit early, I guess. It's more of a summer plant, I think. Lovely smell. Oh, look how cute they are. Little cygnets, and mother's got a little floral crown. That's very cute. Very cute indeed. And this is very slightly autumnal. We've got poppies and thistles and a sort of cornfield type vibe going on. I like that a lot. Oh, mushrooms like those, and berries, always good fun to do. So that's rather nice. And I like it that we've got something in the middle. We don't feel like we've got to draw something, it's there for us. A little bear with a nest. It's so cute. Yeah, another fairly plain one on the black. Now, you could colour onto the black as well if you want to. I did see one of these coloured, was it just yesterday? And the person had left a little tiny white line around the items so you could see a bit of the white. So rather than having a black outline like we tend to have, it had a white, and it was really interesting effect, I felt. Oh, little foxy. Lots of hair intermingling with the lilies. Ah, that's quite simple like that one, isn't it? I don't know what it is though. I'd want to check and see what it is. Oh, and these, I'm thinking, no, I'm not, don't know. But they've got water in this one, which is nice. The trees are actually going, the roots are in the water, look. So these are probably some sort of more watery flowers, although those look like they could be the sort of lilies that grow by the side of water. Not water lilies, they grow on, those are water lilies. Now this isn't a double page, but we've got the same flowers going across across the page, so you could colour them in similar colours if you wanted to, or just do it differently. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But we've got another nest on a head. Interesting. Now we've got lupins, this one. I love lupins because this leaf, when it rains, the leaves are flat like that. And when it rains, a little bead of water sits in the centre of the leaf there, and it just looks beautiful. It's really interesting. But, nice roses. I had a joke with my sister yesterday. I said, I was looking at roses. Does that mean that I'm old? Because I sort of associate rose bushes with older people. It's very rude of me. And I'd left the caps lock button on when I typed this message to her. And she replied to me and said, you must be getting old because you're shouting, which means you're deaf. Because, you know, when you leave things in caps, it indicates you're shouting. And I said, no, you must be the one that's deaf because I have to shout for you to hear me. We were having a bit of a silly giggle at each other because we're identical twins, we're the same age. So we tease each other about our age. Look at that, naughty fox has got a slipper or a sandal. That's very naughty. Oh, now I don't know what that is because it looks a little bit like bleeding hearts, but this foliage is completely wrong. And I know that Maria draws real plants, so it'll be interesting to see what that actually is. But because she writes the Latin names, not the common names, I have to look them up. So I can't just have a quick glance because I wouldn't know. Oh, this is a magical one, look. I'm not sure what those are. They're pretty, aren't they? Little birds. Butterflies on this one. That's nice. I'm thinking, are they poppies and gold middles with blue? I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, such a cute deer. Cute. Well, this is interesting. I would probably do those dots with a sparkle or a metallic, just for fun. Have you noticed what's on this one? If you look really carefully, you can see inside these little buds, there's a little critter asleep. Whereas this is a much more serious page. We've got a lot of detail, got roses and lots of different florals. Got lupins again in this one. And look at the little mouse with its acorn. It's a little sad little soul there. Now we have more of a scene for this one, which is a bit different, with our pine trees and sort of field and things. Like that. Now this, I'm thinking stoat weasel ferret type critter, not sure which. It will say in the back, I should imagine. Looks very cute. Could even be a mink. Now I think these are irises, aren't they? She's having a midnight bathe, but look, it's her hair turning into water again. What colour? What colour do you do it? And look in the sky. It's really interesting. We have a little hedgehog with an apple. Such a cutie pie. That's just the cutest picture, isn't it? A little house. Look at these little things in the house. A bird sitting on there as if it's its house, but I don't think it is. I'm trying to look, see if there's a little critter. No, nothing. To see who lives there. Can't see anyone. It's a cute cat. Oh, very sweet. Tulips. I wonder if these are daffodils. Don't know. Grape hyacinths, I think. These are daffodils. Definitely not sure what these are though. Oh, each has a little petal blanket. So cute. I'm assuming they're sunflowers. But we've got stars and things going on there to colour in. And look, we've got little hearts in this one. That's rather sweet. We have another double. We've got our little friends again with their wings and antennae. These again look like they might be sort of some sort of firefly, or you know, something that glows at night. Note we've got lots of little windows in the tree, little ghosty. Got windows here in the root. Nice, that's a really nice picture. Got another little ghosty there. Little cute critters. A little flying thing. Lots going on. I've seen this one coloured. I do love colouring blackberries, so it's going to be such one that I will look forward to doing. And yeah, it's not enough of them though. This is like a little bird bath, but we have a pretty little bouquet. Now we've got a squirrel with a little a boat on its back, look, because over here we've got all the boats like they're having a little race. So we've got different things in the boat, so different flowers or berries, acorn, that sort of thing. This one's putting a little one. Oh, really imaginative, really different. I like it when something's a little bit out there, a little bit different. It's in a similar one to this on the black background, I think. But it's nice to have some really simple ones as well. I think it's a good sort of balance and mix. It depends what mood you're in. She's got another nest. Yeah, I can't remember what these are called. I will look it up. I've got tulips there as well though. Snails. Oh, that's pretty. Look at that. I will probably do this in a silver because spiders' webs can really catch the light, and these droplets can be like, if you go down our canal on an autumn morning when there's been a heavy misty dew, the spiders' webs that are between all the teasels, and if it's sunny they're glistening and you can see all the water droplets through them. They're absolutely beautiful. I really must have a camera with me, but I daren't take this camera that I'm filming with. So if I dropped it, it would break and that would be the end of that. I don't have a smartphone, so I don't usually have a camera. So we've got sort of a decoration going through this one. It's really different to all the rest. Oh, pair of cuties. One's got like a blueberry and one's got blackberry. Hedgehog twins. Now she's sitting on a rock, but look, there's a little face in there. Oh, that's fun. I like that. And we've got some more berries and toadstools and things. Now, is this a double? Not really, because that doesn't continue. She's got a little bonnet on and having a talk to the bird. And then this one is a little more simple, where you've just got a moon and some birds. I like this one because we've got nice toadstools. It's quite simple. I've got more toadstools here, little shy mouse, these little critters. I don't know what these are, whether they're based on something real or if they're just imaginary like these guys. Not sure. Oh, a dragon. It's just hatched. Look, there's the edge of the egg in a lotus flower. Huh, what fun. And we have these guys. They've laid the egg, look. Huh, someone asleep. So we have a rose, I'm thinking. Don't know. I have done one picture on a black background in Twilight Garden, I think. But I need to do some more because it was really, it was quite challenging. But I now have learned a bit more about doing it and what to do. So I think I'm ready for another one for sure. Now here's our plant register with all the, it tells you that Rose of the Fairy and things like that. That's interesting. And it doesn't tell us the creatures though, just the plants. We have some butterflies and things. So I'm going to colour a page. I've got quite a limited palette of pencils. I want to do one on black, but something simple. That one's quite simple. Maybe that one. Bear with me, sorry. That one's going to be fun. I'm not going to do that one though today. Maybe that one, maybe this one. Yeah, I think this one here, this one's quite simple. I've got some paper to put behind the page. It's actually cardboard. There we go. Now, I did bring some pencils through. I think they'll work. I just brought through these. Okay, so it's a limited selection of colours, and 3 of them are missing for no apparent reason. So that's going to be a challenge. But anyway, let's have a go. Let's just have a go and see what happens. So I haven't looked up what these flowers are. Maybe I should, hang on. But I've got to work out what page I'm on. I'm going to stop the camera and just do that to check the colour. Hold on. Right, I think I found it, and I think it's an anemone, which means that it's got a black middle, but white and black. So I've decided that I'm going to forget about what it is and just colour it my way. So I'm going to do the main flowers red, and the centre's a little bit lighter, I think. So I'm going to grab, I'm just looking at my reds. I've got an Alizarin Crimson, which is more of a pinky red. I think I'm going to start with that, and I'm just going to sharpen it. All these are really blunt. I guess you don't, well, I don't sharpen them as I put them away. There we go. So I'm thinking I'm going to go quite a lot of layers near the centre of the flower. I've realised that my Payne's Grey is missing, which is one that I might decide that I want to use. I'm just trying to work out where I'm going with this. There we go. And then I'm going to just fade it towards the end of the petal. I just paranoidly checked that I had record pressed. So there you can see how the red stands out from the black. Oops, it's quite difficult to keep a book open. Now I'm thinking the centre might look nice in a bright yellow or something. I'm just looking at what we've got. We've got a cadmium yellow in this set, which is quite bright. I think I'll just do one flower for you and one leaf, and then not too much. I'll finish it off though and put it in the up at the end. I don't think, because a lot of them are the same, don't need to see me colouring every single one. Now what can be quite fun is to put it a little bit dark on the tip, and it gives a little bit more shape to our petal. Look, it looks like it's tipped down a bit. And to also put a bit more in the centre. I don't know if any of the others look that shape though. It depends how they're drawn as to whether you feel they should be tipped down. And these castles work nicely on this paper. These are the Castle Art Soft Touch pencils. I do have all of them. I do have a 120 set that Castle actually sent me. But sometimes you want less, and I've got this Monet set. I just use it. I didn't feel like choosing between 120 pencils. Sometimes I do, but I didn't today. So sometimes just having a few less can be really useful. Other times you need them all. Sometimes you need even more. I've gone over the lines there and coloured that little bit in red. I'm thinking I quite like the idea of doing it in yellow. I'm just going to find my eraser. I've gone over the centre part in red. Yeah, I don't want that. Just ended up making that look dirty. Right, so I'm going to do the very centre bit in the cadmium yellow. I think it's reasonably bright. We'll see. The yellows in the castle aren't always that bright. go. And I think I really want those seeds to be black. I could have done them grey. There's a Payne's grey that comes with this set, but it's not here. So we'll have to do them in the Ivory Black instead. So I'm going to go around the edge, quite dark, and then try and leave a white dot, or at least a lighter area in the middle. Oops. Sometimes it's not that easy. You can use a pop a white dot in there using a white pen, if that's easier for you. There are actually dots on these petals. You could put a white pen on those, but I don't know whether. Oh, I think this one's okay. I think it would show up. Some of them bleed into white pen, some colours. I'm going to put a bit of this black around the edge of here because I want this to be a bit darker on the edge than in the middle. That's probably a bit too much. There we go. Now, I feel like I want a bit more red. I'm going to go back to my Alizarin Crimson. I've missed a bit there anyway. I'm just going to layer up around this centre because I feel like I want the plant to look like it's dipping down towards the centre a bit. Now on the edges of each petal it's quite pale. A highlighter, blending pencil just fell down. I'm just going to make each end a bit darker so they look like they're turned over a bit. But I'm seeing quite a lot of white paper through in the centre of each petal, which I'm not liking particularly. So what I'm going to do is use this colour. This is called Flesh Deep, or if you've got a more modern set, the name has changed to Peach. I'm actually going to use this in the centre to get rid of that white. But it's a bit lighter than our red, so hopefully we'll still get that look of a bit of shape to the petal. There we go. Now the leaves, all those, we've got quite a collection of different greens. We need something that's going to stand out from our background, so I'm thinking the emerald green might be a good choice. It's supposed to be a leaf green in here as well. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I'm thinking the emerald green will be the one to start with at least. So I'm going to use this for the stem. Wow. It looks fluorescent against that black. Okay, so there's our stem. So all the stems will be this colour, but let's have a look at this. So I'm going to put down a layer of this, not too hard, just a mid-pressure layer. Now you do have to be careful of going over the lines when you're using a black paper, because you can't erase off black, or else you erase the black away on some books. I haven't tried it on this one, I don't want to just try it. But if you erase away the black, it's going to ruin your background. So unless you're planning something else for the background, then you just try and be a little bit careful. I'm sure most of you are more careful than me anyway when you're colouring. Now I'm thinking this centre looks like it might be dipped in, so I think it will be darker in here. So I'm going to grab a slightly darker pencil. I'm going to use the Pthalo Turquoise just because it's not as dark as some of the others that we've got. And I'm going to go down in here and just layer up a little bit and then fade out and up like this. So dark down here, a bit lighter as we go up. I'm trying to fade it so that I can blend it into the other colour in a minute, like that. And I'm thinking maybe the tips of the leaves we can do darker as well, like we did on here. I'm trying to also think about what to do for the dots around the outside. I'll probably pick a metallic pen that has got maybe a green and a red and a gold, or maybe a gold, the colour of that might work really well. I've gone back to my emerald and I'm going to finish off by going over the top of this one again and then blending it out. I'm putting quite a lot of pressure down here and a bit less here in the middle. So hopefully we're going to be able to see some shape in our leaf with the darker tip and centre looking a bit lower down compared with this middle part. You can use a blending pencil if you want to get rid of more white paper without adding more colour, or even a burnishing pencil. I get a bit scared of using a burnisher because once you've burnished it pushes down the paper and you can't add any more layers of colour, so it's a bit final, whereas a blender you can colour on top, so it just smushes things around a little bit. There we go. Now everything else is the same, so I'm going to finish this page. As I say, I will probably use a gold colour for these dots around the edge, just to pick out those centres, because I think that will actually work really well. So I think with the black around the outside of it, it's made it look quite goldish, so that's good. So that's me really. So hold on to the end and you'll see a photo of the finished page, and I think you can see that these vibrant colours stand out quite nicely from that black, and yeah, you'll be able to have a look at the final thing. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you to Frances for the book. It really is very pretty, and there's a lot of pictures that I can't wait to colour. Just need a bit more time. Anyway, can anyone find an extra hour in their day? I think we'd all like one, wouldn't we? Well, thank you so much for watching. Have a really, really lovely day and happy colouring.